Saraswati Vandana by Miss Sonali Panditji. Miss Sonali Pandit.
Namaste. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Ya kundendu tusharahara dhavala, ya shubhra vastramruta, ya veena varadanda manditakara, ya shweta padmasana, ya brahmachuta shankara pravruti devai sada vandita. सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचारसार परमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापः हस्ते स्फटिकमालिकां विदधति पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्। धन्यवाद.
Thank you. Dhanyawad. Sure. Namaskar, good morning again. Namaskar and welcome to this pleasant morning of Saturday. Thank you so much to all of you for accepting our invitation and being present here. Let me assure you, you are going to have an enlightening session to enjoy the wisdom. Well, this is Gyanindra Mishra, General Secretary of VAK, that is Vishwadhan Kendra, Center for International Studies. To begin with, please allow me to introduce VAK, Vishwadhan Kendra first. Vishwadhan Kendra, VAK is a registered non-government, non-profit organization with an objective to serve as a platform that airs views on national and international events, trends, phenomena, keeping India's best interest in mind, understands, assesses, and tries to form India-centric opinion and further share our findings and thoughts on appropriate platforms. Our tagline is Ano Bhadra Kritano Yantu Vishwatah. I repeat, Ano Bhadraha Kritano Yantu Vishwatah. Arthat, let the noble thoughts, wisdom come from all the sides, all the direction. And that sums it up all for us. VAK also serves as a forum for understanding the various cultures, traditions around the world and promotes research, studies on them. Now for today's program, as most of us are aware that Vishwadhan Kendra, VAK has an online series running named VAK the Walk the Talk, VAK the Talk, Walk the Talk Refugees, a Universal Challenge. It is a 6-chapter series and every chapter contains various aspects of challenges worldwide due to refugees and forced migration. And after successful 2 chapters, we are at chapter 3 today, where we are going to be enlightened about 2 aspects of refugee or migration phenomena. That is psychological journey of refugees, and why do we find Muslims only as the major chunk of the refugee phenomena worldwide. So joining on the expert panel are Miss Sushree Mishra, a well-renowned psychotherapist who has worked with various refugee families, their children, and army personals. And we have Dr. Amit Singh, socially enlightened personality and faculty member of political science at Delhi University, having vast knowledge on topic we are here to listen to. This session, as we know, is to be moderated by a very competent authority on international studies, Dr. Shakti Prasad Srichandan, Assistant Professor with Center of European Studies, School of International Studies, JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, JNU. I'm sure you look forward to see and listen to our distinguished speakers. So I'll not be taking much of your time anymore and will hand over the rein to my good friend, Dr. Shakti Prasad Srichandanji, who will be moderating or handling this wonderful session for all of us. Wish to thank and welcome our distinguished guests and of course to all of you again. Have a wonderful session and a great day. Over to Dr. Shakti. Thank you.
Namaste and good morning to all of you. Thank you again, Biswa Adhan Kendra, for giving me this opportunity to moderate the panel discussion on Walk the Talk, Refugee, a Universal Challenge. I'm glad to host and moderate a session joined by two of my very close friends, Sushree Mishra and Dr. Amit Singh. So it's a great opportunity and it's a privilege on my part to host them and moderate their talk. So we are also joined by Sri Anil Bartakji, RSS Biswa Vibhag Sah Sanjojok. So welcome you, sir, to this session also. As Mishra ji was telling us, in the second session held on 18 December 2021, this series of lectures covered the theme desired destination of refugees, are they natural, deliberate, compelled, or planted? In this third session, the lecture series will cover two very important themes. Those are psychological journey of refugees, and the second one is phenomena behind Muslims as majority of refugees. So we have two distinguished panelists with us who will be dealing with these themes in a broader manner. But just to give a brief introduction about these themes, actually in the last session itself, Professor Kapil Kumar from Indira Gandhi National Open University, he noted this idea to have a discussion on the psychological aspects, because this is a kind of virgin area of research when we talk about refugees and their psychological journey. So that led us to have this session. As most of us know that most of the migrants and refugees, they are exposed to various stress factors which affect their mental health and well-being at various stages of the migration process. World Health Organization categorizes 4 stages of refugee movement. One is pre-migration stage. Second one is migration, travel and transit. Third one is post-migration, and the fourth one is integration and settlement. These 4 stages have been categorized by World Health Organization, keeping in view the mental health of these refugees. Okay, so in the pre-migration stage, the refugees, they are exposed to lack of livelihoods, education, development, and they are also exposed to armed conflict, violence, poverty, and persecution. In the migration, travel, and transit stage, they are exposed to challenging and life-threatening conditions like violence, detention on the way, then access to service to basic needs. In the third stage, which is post-migration stage, they face barriers to health access, then other services like basic needs and poor living conditions, separation from their family members, and uncertainty about their work permits or legal status in the host country, and as always, immigration detention. In the fourth stage also, in the integration and settlement stage, which is the fourth stage, they are also exposed to poor living and working conditions, unemployment, assimilation challenges, cultural, religious, gender identity issues, and tension between the host population and migrants, then their social isolation and possible deportation. So our overall understanding about this refugee as a phenomena will be incomplete without understanding the psychological journey of the refugees. And I'm sure our panelist, Sushree Mishra, will give us more details, will put some more thoughts into it and enlighten us. Then the second issue which we'll be discussing today is the phenomena behind Muslims as majority of refugees. I was just curious. I was searching about this phenomena in internet. I did not find much material to study or to understand. So I think this is also another virgin area of research where we can discuss and contribute more in the academic and policy formulation areas. Majority of refugees worldwide today are they are from Muslim majority countries. Whether we talk about Sudan, Libya, Egypt, Syria, Afghanistan, Nigeria, etc., we'll find a common thread in between. They were once upon a time they were under colonial rule. They have a weak social and governance structures. They are unable to provide a comfortable life sustenance system to their citizens. And most of the rulers, they are autocratic and tyrannical. And they have some old feuds with their neighboring countries to settle. And they, and most interestingly, they blame the Western world for all their problems, and even look upon those Western countries to solve their own problems. So in this situation, also interestingly, the refugees themselves, they don't prefer the rich Islamic Emirates to migrate. Rather, they prefer Europe to migrate. Okay, so this is a very interesting fact. And the rich countries and organization like Organization of Islamic countries, they are also not very concerned about these refugees from Muslim countries. So this aspect of the phenomena of refugee also important issue and needs more discussion, which I'm sure we have an expert panelist with us, Dr. Amit Singh ji. He has done a lot of work on these issues, so he will definitely enlighten us. So with this, may I now invite our distinguished panelists to address this session. Before we start this, I need to inform our panelists that this session is structured in two parts. In the first part, each of our panelists may take up to 20 minutes to share their ideas and views. At the end of 20 minutes, I will give a gentle reminder. In the second part, we'll have a question answer session. So without taking much time, may I have the honor to invite our first speaker, Mrs. Sushree Mishra, to give her talk. Mrs. Mishra, this virtual floor is all yours now. Thank you.